Every 4 years, like clockwork, the market throws a tantrum, and most investors have no idea why. We're talking about a pattern so reliable it has its own name, and yet 90% of retail traders get caught completely off guard when it happens. The culprit is something called the presidential election cycle, and it's been quietly shaping Wall Street since the 1800s. Think of it like a tide, invisible until you're already soaking wet, and completely predictable if you just looked up the schedule. Midterm years, which fall 2 years into any presidential term, have historically been the ugliest stretch for stock markets. Since 1946, the S&P 500 has averaged a drawdown of roughly 17% during midterm years, before staging what analysts call the midterm miracle recovery. Here's the wild part. After that gut punch drop, markets have historically rallied hard in the 12 months following every single midterm election since World War II. Every single one. So the pattern isn't just volatility, it's volatility with a redemption arc, like a bad movie that somehow sticks the landing. The why behind this is part psychology, part policy, and part pure political theater. Presidents in their first 2 years tend to push through painful reforms, tax changes, spending cuts, rate tolerance, essentially eating their vegetables early so they can hand out dessert before the next big election. That policy uncertainty is basically kryptonite for institutional investors, who hate ambiguity more than they hate losses. When you don't know what the tax code, trade policy, or regulatory environment looks like 6 months from now, the rational move is to pull back. And when big money pulls back, everyone feels it. Now let's be honest. Every time this cycle rolls around, someone on financial Twitter declares it different this time. And sure, the reasons change. It was the dot-com bubble, then 9/11, then the housing collapse, then a literal global pandemic, but the underlying rhythm keeps beating anyway. Legendary investor Stan Druckenmiller once said that earnings don't move the overall market. It's the Federal Reserve. And in midterm years, those two forces are almost always in conflict. The Fed is usually tightening while political pressure mounts, and that tension creates exactly the kind of chop that shakes out weak hands. The historical lesson isn't avoid midterm years, it's prepare for midterm years. Investors who averaged into positions during the drawdown phase of midterm cycles dramatically outperformed those who waited for clarity that never cleanly arrives. One misconception worth killing right now is that midterm volatility means you should go to cash and wait it out. Cash feels safe until inflation is running hot and the market rips 20% while you're sitting on the sidelines eating popcorn and reconsidering your life choices. The more disciplined move, backed by decades of data, is to size your positions conservatively, entering a midterm year, keep dry powder available for the dip, and resist the urge to let headlines drive your decisions. Process over panic, every single time. Think of it like driving in fog. You don't stop the car, you slow down, turn on your lights, and stay in your lane. The road is still there, you just need to respect the conditions rather than pretend they don't exist. Philosophically, the investors who survive these cycles aren't the ones with the best predictions, they're the ones with the best habits. Discipline, position sizing, and consistency will always outperform conviction and timing over a long enough time horizon. And honestly, whether the midterm dip comes in fast or slow, shallow or severe, the prepared investor says the same thing. I've seen this movie before, and I know how it ends. Rational preparation isn't pessimism. It's the most optimistic thing you can do with your capital. If you're ready to put these principles to work, whether through real estate investing, home contracting projects, or finding the right lenders, check out our links in the description below, and let's build something together.